Aries. In nature's signs, Aries today is like the wind, able to pass through storms with balance and composure no matter the situation. You carry a natural charisma that can neutralize tension around you. You prefer a peaceful life, so you automatically avoid toxic people or environments. At times, you may appear quiet, but inside, your actions and emotions are calculated. At work, you like clear expectations before you fully commit. That's why you may start slow, but your output is always high quality. Financially, you're not extravagant but also not stingy. You know when to spend and when to save. In love, reciprocity is a big deal to you. You dislike being the only one making an effort in a relationship. And remember, nature's work is unmatched. Because things often arrive suddenly, always be cautious. Taurus. According to nature's signs, Taurus today is like a sturdy tree that cannot easily be shaken. You have depth, and not everyone understands you right away. You enjoy quiet but meaningful conversations, those with both sense and heart. You're quite reserved when it comes to expressing your emotions, but once you trust someone, you're a genuine companion. At work, your intense focus and patience help you accomplish any task with flying colors. In finances, you don't fall for hype or get-rich-quick schemes. You value what you've worked hard for. In love, you're deep and loyal, but when you get hurt, healing doesn't come easy. And remember, nature's work is unmatched. Because things often arrive suddenly, always be cautious. Gemini. In nature's signs, Gemini today is like a gust of wind, free, unpredictable, but always bringing new stories. You dislike routines and prefer discovering something new every day. You're curious about everything, and you're not afraid to start over when needed. At work, you bloom when given freedom. You don't thrive in strict, monotonous environments. Financially, you can be impulsive, but when focused, you're capable of managing and growing your money. In love, you need a partner who won't cage you, someone who understands your need for space and personal growth. And remember, nature's work is unmatched. Because things often arrive suddenly, always be cautious. Cancer. In nature's signs, Cancer today is like a wave in the ocean, calm on the surface but deep and driven underneath. You are disciplined and know when to be serious. You're not impulsive. You prefer to think things through before jumping in. At work, you don't back down until you reach your goal. Financially, you're resourceful. You prefer investing over spending on fleeting pleasures. In love, you don't show your emotions easily, but once it's real, you love deeply and wholeheartedly. And remember, nature's work is unmatched. Because things often arrive suddenly, always be cautious. Leo. According to nature's signs, Leo today is like the sun, always shining with its own light, unafraid of the world's darkness. You don't just go with the flow, you carve your own path. You're a visionary and thrive in roles that require innovation and leadership. In challenges, you don't panic. You actually become more creative under pressure. In finances, you can be relaxed, but once you decide to save, you plan seriously. In love, you need a partner who can match your independence, not needy, not controlling. And remember, nature's work is unmatched. Because things often arrive suddenly, always be cautious. Virgo. In nature's signs, Virgo today is like a summer rain, gentle but full of emotion. You're sensitive to the energy around you and easily absorb other people's emotions. You're the kind of person who's always ready to listen and give advice, especially to those feeling lost. You avoid drama and stress, preferring a calm and peaceful environment. At work, you excel in tasks that require both creativity and analysis. Sometimes, decision making is hard for you, especially when feelings are involved. Financially, you're generous, but you also need to remember to save some for yourself. In love, you're romantic and giving, but don't forget to love yourself too. And remember, nature's work is unmatched. Because things often arrive suddenly, always be cautious. Libra. In today's natural signs, your careful handling of money and time will be a huge advantage. You want everything in order before you act. Organized, focused, and goal-oriented. You're not easily distracted, especially when it involves your family's future. At work, you're the "I'll get it done" type, even without applause or recognition. But today, it's best to soften a bit in your approach. Not all truths need to be blunt. Choose your words wisely. And if something bothers you, don't react harshly right away. Breathe first. And remember, nature's work is beyond question. Because arrivals are often sudden, always be careful. Scorpio. In the signs of nature today, you're the "don't mess with my peace" type. You like planning and avoiding conflict, but you're not afraid to speak the truth when needed. You prefer a quiet environment and financial security. You don't lend money easily, and you're cautious with trust. However, today an emotion or situation might trigger impulsiveness. Don't let temporary feelings disrupt your long-term mindset. Remember, not everything deserves a yes, especially if your peace of mind is at stake. And remember, nature's work is beyond question. Because arrivals are often sudden, always be careful. Sagittarius. According to the signs of nature today, you're all about family first. When it comes to your loved ones, no challenge is too great. But you're also wise with money. You don't spend recklessly if you know it's not worth it. At work, you're the "I got this, even alone" type. You don't need validation as long as your intentions are pure. Today, you feel more at peace. No emotional drama, and if someone tries to argue, you won't even bother. Focus on growth and inner calm. And remember, nature's work is beyond question. Because arrivals are often sudden, always be careful. Capricorn. In today's natural rhythm, you are chill yet alert. You don't tolerate drama. You prefer peace and order. You're selective with whom you engage, especially when it involves money or trust. Simple joys fulfill you more. Things like quality time with family, over wild nights out. Today, you might encounter topics that don't align with your vibe, like gossip or pointless rants. Don't entertain them. Keep your peace and protect your energy. And remember, nature's work is beyond question. Because arrivals are often sudden, always be careful. Aquarius. In today's signs from nature, your mind is focused on long-term safety. Everything you do now has purpose and intention. You don't act without reason. If you make a promise, you mean to keep it. You don't want to break the trust of those who matter to you. At work, you're the quiet problem solver, intelligent and efficient. You're not one for office cliques. You prefer working solo but being productive. In terms of finances, you're careful. You won't lend money unless you're sure it will be returned. Keep being you, cautious, responsible, and steady. And remember, nature's work is beyond question. Because arrivals are often sudden, always be careful. Pisces. In today's natural guidance, your empathy is especially evident. You care deeply, which is why you avoid jokes or conversations that may hurt others. At work, you prefer a calm, well-structured flow. You dislike pressure without direction. You're not bossy. You prefer to lead by example. Financially, you make sure your earnings come from honest means. You avoid situations that involve deceit or arrogance. At home, You're the emotional glue, the quiet one who's always present. Maintain that calm, sincere, and drama-free energy. And remember, nature's work is beyond question. Because arrivals are often sudden, always be careful.